Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to be joined today by author Lowell Thomas. He is the author of a newly released book called Headhunter's Sacred Ring. Mr. Thomas, tell us a little bit about your book.
The book is the first in a series that is going to deal with transition from of some people from an 18th century primitive life in where the natives down in part of Colombia in northern South America are involved in coffee plantations, but they are living an 18th century subsistence life, and then their transition of one of the young men into being used for drug transportation purposes was transported into the U.S. by air, and then the adventures that he encountered in dealing with 21st century life that he has no way of relating to from his native territory. The sacred ring that the book is about is a ring that has had for generations in his native land a very negative influence on the people. It won't be until the second book that the offsetting white ring that has a good influence will show up. So the first book tends to be dwelling on the negative influences of our form of 21st century life and how decadent that the world society has become in the last couple hundred years. And throughout the series, I intend to show possibilities of how we can get back to where we once were.
Sounds very exciting, very interesting book. What or who inspired you to write this book?
Well, originally, when I was involved in an experimental cardiology program down in Southern California, I needed something to fill my time. In the past, I have written a lot of scientific reports and business documents and that sort of thing, but I figured, well, a non-stressful thing that I can do is write fiction, and that's what I started to do. Fortunately for me, the experimental program worked, and so I'm still alive and kicking, and I'm proceeding. The first book started out as a sort of a commentary on the sad situation of what is a good portion of the population in the Western Hemisphere. I have to say that as descendants of immigrants from Europe, it's not something we can really be proud of, but it's not something that we can't do something about. And that's part of what this series of books is going to be all about. The second book is in the final processes of being prepared to go on the market the first of next year, and I'm 60% done with the manuscript for the third volume. So my writing is progressing. it's very interesting. I don't know from day to day where the uh, plot is going to go tomorrow until I sit down and get whatever inspiration is going to guide me for that. So I'm kind of like writing and reading at the same time. So I'm enjoying it from that standpoint, and I hope that my readers will enjoy the reading portion, which is why the books are being published.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's neat to be, inspired, day by day, and you think of, new
Right.
things as you go. And, that's just an amazing, process. Is there anything else you'd like to tell your future readers?
Yeah. Well, one of the key things they'll find interesting from the second book on is the creation and progression and growth of what the book calls a new social order. Anyway, in the way I have written the book, I encourage the readers to read it and apply a bit of their imagination. I've only given names to principal characters that are going to be ongoing through the series. There are a lot of other individuals who are involved for short periods of time in various parts of the adventures that I have not named or physically described. I'll leave the reader's imagination to put images with those, but they are ones that won't be showing up for long periods of time. So the readers can somewhat participate in the adventures. It's classified as adult adventures. It's not intended for readership by young people. It's for adults who have had a little longer experience in the current life that our society is living in. In each volume, there are a number of different subplots involved, and I leave some of the subplots up in the air at the end of each volume to pick up in the following volume. So there's an encouragement to keep reading. Just don't read one and not read any more.
Keep going, keep following the series. So, well, we would like to let everybody know that this book is available on Amazon and Reader House and Apple Books, and also at Barnes and Noble. And we'd like to encourage everyone to get out and get a copy of this book. And Mr. Thomas, again, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's also available on the ebooks, Kindle, and there's a large ebook publisher over in Great Britain that also has it.